Can you put a tent in the dryer? While it might seem crazy, some people like to wash their tents here and there. That does not mean you will put it in your washing machine, naturally. Yet your tent will eventually get wet if you camp enough. So can you put it in the dryer to get all the water off of your tent? The answer is a solid no. You should never, ever, put your tent in a dryer. It can actually damage your tent to do this too. It is rare you need to dry your tent, in the first place. The reason being, most tents are going to be able to bounce most of the rain off that it might experience as it happens. There are a few ways you can dry it out. The first is to simply use a clothesline outside and hang it out over the line. Another way to dry it off would be obvious, just use a regular towel. Simply use a towel to get most of the excess water off. Why you should not put a tent in the dryer? Many tents are able to handle high heat and even protect you from UV rays. This is a very common thing among newer tents, especially expensive types. The average dryer will dry things at a temperature between 125 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. It is made to dry fabric by turning water within it into vapor. Usually, dryers put this into the catch that a lot of that weird fuzz stuff is located in. It is not made for things that are not using normal fabric types, especially those used by tents. Many of them use nylon while others might use polyester or another type of material. Yet many are coated in a substance that aids the tent in waterproofness or water resistance. By drying it, it would lose all of that added substance. It could even cause them to shrink or create holes in the tent. The best way to stop problems is to prevent them. A lot of people will tell you that you can throw the tent on a spin cycle in your washing machine, yet even this can be a risk. The best thing to do is to stop problems here before they come up. A few ways to do this is by using some preventative measures. One such measure is using a brush, which will be used to brush off excess water on your tent or inside of it. It can work well because you're getting a lot of water out, yet you're not superheating it to do so, obviously. Of course, you could see this as a possible issue as the brush hairs could puncture the tent if you do things too hard. Yet this is far less common and brushes are a good way to get stuff off of your tent, without risking damage. Another thing you can do is buy some waterproof spray. This spray can be found at most outdoor stores, Walmart, and various other places too. It's relatively cheap and can be used every time you go camping. It should help prevent any issues with water your tent might experience. Yes, things like Pam spray can be used on your tent to help it battle against water. Another preventive concept. One thing people can do on top of all of the mentioned stuff regarding spray is camp in places where you might not have to deal with a lot of morning dew. On top of camping in places where you might have more coverage from the rain. The best way to do this is to find straw or sandy areas to camp if at all possible. This will prevent issues with dew. Yet if you want total coverage, you'll need to find either a rock covering or tree line somewhere. As long as you're mostly under the rock and protect against possible backsplash issues. Yet this can be a risky place to camp due to many animals having the same idea. Tree covering is often better because a large tree line will prevent a lot of water or snow from making it through to you. There will still be some that make it through the tree line, but it won't be nearly as much as you could experience in an open area.